Welcome to the overview of VMware Tanzu Application Service. My name is Hin Lam, the Advisory Platform Architect in VMware. In these 20-minute sections, I will provide an overview of what is VMware Tanzu Application Service, also formerly known as Pivotal Application Service. And I will show you how Tanzu Application Service enables development team to deliver value in a more and reliable way. So, as a developer, you want to deliver business value by pushing the software to productions. And we understand that software delivery is hard. It has a lot of dependencies such as OS, network, runtime environment, security, upgrade, patches, etc. And these areas typically need to involve a lot of different teams in an enterprise. So on the other hand, software itself also have to refactor to respond to business requirement. So developers also introduce and use a lot of latest design methodologies such as trail factor, microservices, and cloud native. And if deploying a single app is hard, it will be even harder to deploy many microservices at such a scale. So that's why to accelerate the delivery of software to productions, you need a platform that unify and abstract and then take care of the things that the application depends on, not the complex workflow changes or the operation at the lower layer. So TAS is the platform that reduces your management and operation preparation time for the layer down below your apps, so that you can focus more and spend more time on the application itself and deliver the business value that brings along it. So platform helps achieve the goal so that you can deploy to production rapidly in a more efficient and safe way. VMware Tanzu Application Service is the platform that runs and abstracts different cloud infrastructure for both on-premises and various public cloud. So once TAS has been installed and is running, it will automatically manage the life cycle of the VM, such as high availability, self-healing, network, patching, upgrade, and all of these are transparent to developers. So from developers' point of view, since your apps is running in a managed container in TAS, the same applications can be run in different clouds the same way, and the differences between the cloud are actually abstracted and taken care, integrated with TAS. Also, TAS support Polygon language, such as .NET, Java, Ruby, Python, Node.js, and many others. So your application is not limited to just one language. And also, TAS has a rich ecosystem called Marketplace that you can provision database, provision messaging system, caching layer, which could be accessible via a self-service portal. So TAS actually removed a lot of need for opening a support ticket or other dependency team to provision and manage resources for you because it is mainly self-service. But how does it work? So TAS has a web and command line interface. Our command line is called CF, Cloud Foundry. When you want to push an app, you can use a subcommand called CF push, which instruct TAS to perform various actions automatically for you in about like 2 to 3 minutes, rather than a big lead time in a traditional enterprise environment. So let's jump into a demo on how it works. In this demo, I will be showing you one sample application called Spring Music. So Spring Music is a Java application written with Spring Boot. It is a web applications. So to save time, I already git clone it. And then let me try to build locally and then demonstrate to you how it looks when it runs locally. Okay, our build has been success. So when we have a look at the artifact generated, you can see this is a single jar file. So this jar file contains not just only the application itself, but also the dependency like Tomcat. So let's try to run it locally and see how it looks like. So this jar file, we call it a fat jar because it is easier to deploy. It is self-contained. It contains all the dependency for the applications. So the application has been started and listen on X0, X0. And let's have a look. Okay, this is how it looks like. When the application's running, it looks like this. Okay, let's cancel that. And you can see the application is done normally. If you have run the application successfully in your local computer, then you can try to push the applications to Tanzu Application Service. So in this case, we have a Tanzu Application Service already installed on AWS. And we also have the CF command line installed also. Okay, so now I'm going to run a command called CF push. And then I specify my application name. And then I say, hey, I want to upload this artifact to Tanzu Application Service. And then when I issue the command, it will actually upload the artifact, this jar file, and then it will configure the URL. In this case, it's a random because I have a manifest file specify, hey, I want a random URL for my applications. But you can see that as a pattern there, okay? And then once the application has been, the artifact has been uploaded, you may ask the questions, hey, I've got a jar file. So how about the container image? Who should build a container image? So the answer is very simple. We have a process called build pack. So build pack is a way to automatically pack your applications into container image. It will detect what kind of applications your application language is, and then it will include the necessary runtime for that. In this case, it is Java, so that's why it includes the Java runtime with the correct version for you. And then it will also include other handy libraries like memory calculations all together, and then we'll package it as a container image. In our terminology, it is called a droplet. So a container image is a droplet, which we will be uploading the droplet into our container image registry managed by Tanzu Application Service. So you don't need to build or manage your container repo inside TAS. And then once the application image, the container image has uploaded completely, then TAS will try to run your applications. So that's why here is a run. And then it will configure the DNS, the SSL, load balancer, and then it will select the right virtual machine to run your container. So it is automated for you in that scenario. And then you can see there is one container running. We call it application instant, AI. So that is one AI running with a serial number 0. Okay. So if we go inside and have a look, you can see the same information shown in the web UI. So interestingly, the system actually has the health monitoring already set up for you, so that when your application is having issue, it will start a new AI for you. So let's have a look at the application. Now it is running. So not surprised, it should look the same, right? So that proves that your applications runs perfectly in TAS, and you don't have to build a container image yourself. Okay. So the next one is when some feature that is quite handy is when you want to run more than one instance of the application. Say, hey, I want to run 2 instances of the same applications. It is very easy to self-service in the portal. it provides a button for you to scale it with multiple instant support now. So you can see there is a new application instant starting, and the existing is running. And your application will be automatically load balanced to the one that is healthy. Okay. It also has auto scaling features, and your application can also have a monitoring built-in, something like CPU memory, and the deep health check provided by Spring Actuator can be also seen in this screen. This feature requires application level support. Applications should have some health endpoint for TAS to pull their information back. And that is a centralized log that you can see the log from the beginning of the apps to each request. So you have everything set up, including the logging will be centralized for you. So if your application is running as microservices or cloud native applications, or even just 12 factors, the more 12 factors functionality you have, the more features you can enjoy by using TAS in that scenario. Okay, so now you can see why we are talking about one command line within few minutes can automatically find where to run, configure the essential runtime such as JLE, dependencies like Spring Auto configurations, deployment to run your container to VM. It has a load balancer, automatically built in. It has the log aggregator to collect logs for you. It also have everything self-service using the CF command. And of course, applications have a database or other dependency service. So what we mean by the marketplace is you can provision all these service in an automated way and then attach to your applications. So for example, you can use MySQL database. You can imagine in your in-house environment have your own enterprise-grade MySQL database. Then as a developer, you can select you can select the services needed and then bind it to your applications. And then you can click create. And then your application will have the services and the credentialed injected into environmental variable, and your application can then access the database in that method. Okay. All right, bind it. Okay. So let's see, have a look. If we go back to Spring Music apps, you can see that now is a new service called database, which you can access via the environmental variables of the application itself. So you can see the environmental variable for the apps is now updated to say, hey, now I have a MySQL there. Okay. So everything in this demonstration shows you the automation level for that. And you can imagine there are many other use cases. So if we extend the idea we have shown in the demo that we can push the application in such a short term, we can also leverage some functionality not demo in the demonstration is the A/B testing, blue-green deployment, and zero downtime rolling upgrade for your developing application. So that's why TAS actually provide you the speed that you can deploy applications, performing unit testing, performing experimental at a very high speed. And because of the consistencies of how you build and run and manage the container, the application itself, that gives you a very reliable application environment so that the same application you run in UAT or DEV or QA environment is the same as the production environment across all the cloud. That gives you a lot of flexibility. And because it is an automated platform that actually scale it at a very large cloud scale, that when you have thousands of microservices, you can still leverage the same automation, scripting, API request to make their infrastructure as a code for you. And then because of the security by default, we have everything like firewall rules, SSL certificate, load balancer, DNS, all secured when you install a TAS to share amongst all the microservices need. Traditional enterprise customers leverage our Tanzu application platform to achieve their goal to deploy applications to production reliably and also quickly. So you can see in this slide, you can see all the enterprises has huge improve in speed, saving, stability, scalability, and also last but not least, security. So hopefully after this demonstration and slides, you understand more about Tanzu Application Service. So you can try it. So here is the website, Pivotal Web Services. You can create a free account, download the CF command line, and try to push your first apps to TAS. So thank you, keep calm, and CF push.